So the final Vans Warped Tour lineups have finally been announced today, and damn, it feels kind of like deja vu because I feel like literally just last year I was talking about the final Warped Tour lineup. Oh wait, I was. So last year was technically the last full cross-country Warped Tour, actual Warped Tour, and this year they're just doing 3 events to kind of celebrate the 25th anniversary and close out the festival. And a couple months back, they announced the 3 cities that these events will be taking place in, which is Cleveland, Ohio, Atlantic City, New Jersey, and Mountain View, California. So kind of all throughout the country, and I honestly was kind of tempted to buy tickets for the Atlantic City, New Jersey one because that one is literally right on the beach and it just sounds like so much fun. But obviously I didn't want to buy tickets before hearing about the lineup because I don't have the money to waste on that if it's gonna be a lineup that I just don't care for. So I don't know, I mean, respect to you if you can buy tickets in advance without knowing who you're gonna be seeing, but that's just not something that I am that confident in, especially with Warped Tour. Now I have taken a look at the lineup and it's honestly exactly what I expected for the most part. Coming from Warped Tour, it's pretty predictable with the bands that they selected, and that's not a bad thing. But the one thing I will complain about right off the bat here is the Cleveland date, which apparently isn't even an actual Warped Tour date because there's only 5 bands playing. I just can't help but laugh at this lineup, and I honestly do feel really bad for anybody that bought tickets to that one, assuming it was gonna be like the other 2 dates with a ton of bands. So that I think is really unfair because Warped Tour kind of marketed all these 3 dates as like, you know, a Warped Tour. And with only 5 bands playing, that's just kind of underwhelming, especially when none of those bands are like that crazy. Like, do you think I'm really gonna drive like 8 hours to Cleveland, Ohio to go see Simple Plan and fucking We the Kings? I feel bad for laughing, but this one is just by far the worst lineup, and I don't know why they kind of acted like this was gonna be a bigger thing, and even though they can say it was always gonna be something smaller, I feel like they really got people's money there by selling the tickets early, and I feel really bad for anybody that did buy those tickets because looking at the lineup here, we have Chali, Tuna, and Cut Chemist. I don't know if I said that right, don't know who that is, and then we have Emery, Hawthorne Heights, Simple Plan, We the Kings, and Peter McPoland and the Haps. Holy fucking shit, this one is like so bad. If you're a fan of any of these bands, that's fine, but I really don't know anybody that would go out of their way to travel to Cleveland for this, unless you're like a diehard Hawthorne Heights fan or a Simple Plan fan. Like, do those even exist? Like, I'm sorry. This one is so pathetic. Like, I can't even hide it. And again, if you're going, I'm just sorry. That was pretty mean. If you're genuinely going to this show because you really want to, good for you, enjoy it. I'm sure it's gonna be kind of a more low-key, you know, inside the rock hall type thing, I believe. So that should still be a fun experience, but it's definitely nowhere near as exciting or noteworthy as the other 2 dates, so let's move on to those. So the Atlantic City, New Jersey date is the one that me and my boyfriend considered going to, but obviously, like I said before, I wasn't just gonna buy tickets without seeing who's playing because, as you can see with the Cleveland one, that would have been a huge mistake on my part. We actually considered Cleveland as well because that is not too far from where we are, but I just thought New Jersey would have been a way better option because it's on the beach, and who doesn't want to go to the beach in the summer anyways? Like, it would have been perfect, like kind of plan your vacation around it, go listen to awesome music on the beach. Like, it just sounds awesome, and I honestly envy anybody who is going to this one. Even though the lineup isn't like that crazy over the top, for me personally, it's not something that like I would say I need to attend, but they did pull some really awesome names here, so let's see what we got. I'm not gonna read all of these because there's actually quite a long list here, but some of the highlights for me that I would personally want to see would be A Day to Remember, Blink-182, that's a huge one, obviously Bowling for Soup, like so much fun to see live, you just have to see them. For Your Strong, Frank Iero, that's a cool one. Good Charlotte, Gym Class Heroes, Taking Back Sunday, Trophy Eyes, Wage War, We the Kings, yeah. And then we got, oh, Sleeping with Sirens are playing? Oh, now I have to go. Hopefully you picked up on that sarcasm, but overall, this lineup is not too bad. Obviously, there's some bands that I just do not care for, but there's a lot of ones for like more of the old school Warped Tour fans, so I think a lot of the older fans will be pleased with this lineup and actually, you know, might go out and make this a vacation. So while there are a handful of bands that I would love to see, I just don't know if it's gonna be worth it to make the trip out there, because all the bands that most of the bands that I would want to be seeing at this date, I've already seen on their own, like at their own shows, and I honestly think it's more worth it to kind of pay for a one-off show for one of those bands that you like, to see them play a full set and songs that you wouldn't necessarily expect. Then at Warped Tour, they play like 25, 30 minutes, maybe 5, 6 songs, depending on how long the songs are. But that set is just so underwhelming sometimes, and it feels like you're so like unfulfilled. It's just kind of like right before you're about to explode there. I probably shouldn't have done that. It's just kind of like a tease, I guess I should say, because you're getting kind of a glimpse of all these bands, but you're not really getting the full experience. And that is kind of why Warped Tour is unique, because it's just kind of craziness, so much to do, so much to see.
So much to do, so much to see, so much to do, so much to see, so much to do, so much to see.
And that's fine. I obviously love Warped Tour in the past, but I just don't know if this lineup is worth it for me to travel all the way over there. Obviously, if I lived a lot closer to New Jersey, I probably would go, because Blink-182, A Day to Remember, you know, some of those bigger names just sound so awesome, and it would be really cool to say that you got to go see A Day to Remember or Blink-182 at Warped Tour for the very last time. So New Jersey is definitely a big step up from the Cleveland one, but let's move on to Mountain View, California, which obviously I am not going to be able to go to because it's across the entire country and I ain't got money for that. Let's check out this lineup. It's a little bit similar to the New Jersey one. I know there are some overlaps there, which is totally fine, but some of the standouts for me would be All American Rejects. We got Circus Survive is pretty cool. I know a lot of people love Dance Gavin Dance. I'm not personally a fan, but I know a lot of people will go crazy for them. Frank Iero again, Gym Class Heroes again, Good Charlotte again. Honestly, a lot of these are kind of overlapped from the last one, which I thought they would be a little bit more varied. Now that I'm looking at it, it is pretty similar, except this one has The Story So Far and Sum 41, Simple Plan again, of course, Silent Planet, Set Your Goals, The Starting Line. You know, there's a lot going on here. Wage War again, and a lot of these say more to be announced. But do we really think they're gonna be that crazy? I kind of doubt it. I mean, it would be great if they surprised everybody with like another big guest, like they normally did on regular Warped Tour. They would have on some select dates, like surprise guests. I think that would be awesome if they did that, but I'm just not entirely sure, and I'm not entirely sold on the Mountain View, California one either, even though The Story So Far, one of my favorite bands like ever, especially after their last record. I would love to see them at Warped Tour again. I'm not gonna fly out to California for that. Let me know what you guys think of these lineups. Honestly, I am a little bit disappointed because a lot of these I feel like are kind of underwhelming, but I understand because last year was technically the full actual Warped Tour and they got a ton of great bands that time, and even the year before. The last 2 or 3 years were pretty great at Warped Tour, so I can't really complain too much. And if the Warped Tour Twitter account is watching this, please don't attack me. I feel like the Warped Tour Twitter account is so salty with their replies to people, and honestly, I get it. I get how like annoying it can be to just constantly be replying to the same annoying people, complaining and asking the same stupid questions. So I get it, but I think they need to like tone it back a bit. Don't worry, Warped Tour is almost over. You'll never have to do this again. But anyways, that's just my take on the lineup. Like I said, it's a little bit underwhelming, but very predictable. Again, I think they're gonna be pleasing a lot of the older Warped Tour fans, so that's a good thing, and also kind of a bad thing because I think they could have mixed it up a little bit more with some more modern stuff, but I get it. I think it's gonna be awesome for people that do attend, at least for like the New Jersey and the California dates. I think will be a lot of fun. Cleveland, like I said, total pass for me. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Are you going to any of these dates? Which one do you think would be the most worthwhile? And have you already bought tickets? Were you let down by the lineup, or was it exactly how you expected? Let me know all your feelings down below. While you're here, make sure to leave a like on the video, and I guess that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Long live Warped Tour. This is probably my last video on Warped Tour ever, so RIP and goodbye.